my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, all week I'm going to be doing each senior royal their 2026 look ahead. Now, I put some yearly readings up for sale. I put 25 out. They all sold out immediately, so don't worry. I will be doing another round of yearly readings. I'll get those early January so that, I'll probably release those January 1st and try and get them done to you before the first half of January. Remember, each reading takes about a half an hour, so when I put 25 out, that's 12 and a half hours of reading plus uploading and emailing, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm going to do my best to get 25 more out for you in the new year. Those are deep dive readings. So everybody who has purchased them, I'm going to get started on them next week, and you're guaranteed to have them by the end, by December 31st. You're guaranteed to have them before 2026. And like I said, in the new year, I'll probably January 1st put the new year readings. I'll do another 25 with guarantee that you have them by probably January 15th-ish, right? So you have them for the full year, because I do go month by month. So with that being said, let's dive in. King Charles, we'll start with the top dog. King Charles. King Charles. What's going on with King Charles for 2026? Okay. Lilies. Oh, I wonder if he's going to see Lily. Guiding star. Your ship is coming in. Anchor. Letter. Key. House. Message. Cross. Oh, I wonder if that's Harry or if that's William. Oh, and there's Camilla. Change. Well, good news. We certainly didn't get His guiding star is going to get him to his goal. There's only two scenarios here. Either he fully embraces his time with Harry, or he shuts that door and throws away the key and never sees him again, because the anchor is here. So whatever decision he makes will be with him for the rest of his life. I believe this is Harry. I honestly do. He's coming to a crossroads with Camilla. Finally, maybe hearing some kind of peace in their relationship. I don't know how this is going to happen. Big moving cards. But this also could be a contract for a house. This could be Royal Lodge. He's going to have, this is definitely surgery. He's definitely going to have some form of surgery this year. Something sudden happens to him. I think we're going to hear some kind of news in February or March. Now there's something here. If I didn't know better, if I was just reading for somebody, I'd say you're moving this year. You're definitely moving this year. But I think this just could be something about all the people moving within all the crown corporations. Let's do the deeper dive, the second set. I think he's going to be at more peace with Camilla. If they've been having problems, they'll resolve their problems. They'll cross that bridge. I think we'll hear news about him in February. Could be some kind of written proclamation. Yeah, I think this year is the year he either takes the key and opens the door to Harry, or he takes the key and closes the door and throws away the key, and that will be a lifelong decision. So if he patches things up with Harry, then that will never happen again, the ghosting. If he closes that door, then Harry doesn't have a hope in hell. That will be a lifelong decision. There's definitely something very sudden coming into his life. And dare I say, surgery as well. Oh, goodness. That's what I was afraid of. Privileged lady. That's the 9 of Pentacles. Marriage. See? I told you something is up with his marriage. Family room. Occupation. Adjudication. Courtship. Courtship, marriage. I'm telling you. Thoughts. He's going to have big thoughts in February about abdication, and I think we will hear about them in March. Thief. Message of concern. False person. Child. Distant horizons. Lilies and coffin can only mean one thing. Now, it doesn't have to be his funeral. Doesn't have to be his funeral. But what I see here, though, is the thief, the thoughts, the coffin, the thief here. All of this tells me people will be feeling that, you know, it was taken away too soon from him. It was stolen from him. His kingship was stolen from him. He has dreams coming true. I think that I'm going to say that he hears something, a concern about Harry, or Harry hears a concern about him. And I think there's going to be some legal papers done. With the family room here, it tells me the family is gathering. Also, this privileged lady, it's the 9 of Pentacles. It absolutely could be Harry, because he is a Virgo, and he is privileged, and he doesn't work. And there's, lots of rumors that he's a little effeminate. So there could be something coming. Here's his adjudication. And what did we just see in the newspapers today? But a review of his security and whatnot. And here's the family room, message of concern. So either Harry hears a message of concern, or the king hears a message of concern about Harry. I want to show you something. We have both anchors here. So this is going to be an anchor year for Charles. I actually think we are going to really start. Now, I know, and a lot of other card readers read that something was going to happen in November. It doesn't mean, because we haven't heard anything, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. The last few times we've seen Charles out, he is shrinking before our eyes, just as his mother did. With her standing on that balcony, we could see how much weight she lost, how she's collapsing into her chest, like her back was being more rounded and rounded. And I know she had a bit of osteoporosis, but if you look at Charles at these state dinners, he is starting to collapse in on himself. He's always stood shoulders back, his hands behind his back, shoulders back, stood up straight, paying attention. I want you to go look at the pictures of him since November. He's starting to hunch forward. He's starting to his chest is starting to collapse into itself, and his shoulders are becoming much more rounded. So it doesn't mean something didn't happen. And hey, I could be wrong. I've never been shy about admitting that I was wrong. I could be wrong, but don't think I'm wrong about the end is nigh. I'm gonna say that I'll be shocked if he makes it to the end of 2026. We'll have to see what William's year is going to be like. And also, I said once we start to see Harry coming around, we know the end is soon. I think that interesting. This false person on the lady. I think that this has something to do. This is more so Camilla has to zip it and let Charles choose whether he sees his son or not. I think that's what that is. She has to, she can't say anything. She has to zip it. I think there's going to be a lot of people say, what a sin. He waited 70 years, to become king, and it was taken away from him so quickly. Also, this where I'm reading this child part here, I think this is something to do with Harry as well. Right? Harry's his child. And we know there's a false person around there. Cards can mean two dual things depending on how what you're reading them, right? I think we are going to see, I know this sounds, I think we're going to see at least 2 marriages end next year. All right. So January is going to be a really good month for him, actually. He's going to, it's just, he's going to actually, don't be surprised if people say they haven't seen him look better. Or he's going to, I don't know, just have a lot of fun and leisure and have more control of his life. I think we're going to hear a lot of people say we haven't seen him look so healthy in a long time, and look how robust he is, and he's going to be doing things that he really enjoys. In February, he has really deep thoughts about making an announcement. March, we're going to hear an announcement about his job, about his occupation. April, I think April is, how do I put this? Well, it's a time for contracts, for tidying things up, for locking doors behind you, kind of thing. I think we're going to see some of that. I think there's going to be some kind of legal procedure that follows him, whether that is for Royal Lodge or they're digging up all these rents for everybody. I don't know if he's going to meet that. March, April. And do you remember I was doing that reading and something is happening in March? That yes no reading, and March kept coming up. And here's April. Now, May, we have courtship and house. This is what's, how do you continue the reading after that? I think this is agreements around the houses. I don't know why this is going to be a big part of 2026 for the Royals. We have a couple of things with houses here. And remember that I said, he's going to have he's going to be moving. Well, yeah. July, we got 2 anchors. This is going to be an anchor year for him. I'm having a hard time carrying on. I think this is for him a big cross to bear that he only had. I think he came for a specific reason, and that was a lesson that it maybe had to learn 70 years waiting for to do the job, and then it's taken away from you. And I think that's going to be a big theme. I think people are going to really, especially people who are, self included, really hard on Charles about how he treats his son. I think a lot of us will kind of, you know, change our tone a little bit regarding that and go, well, wow, poor guy. Could barely, he was retirement age when he got the job, and then it was snapped away from him. I think we're going to hear lots about perhaps what Camilla ends up doing. What she gets, where she moves to. I know she has her own place. I think we're going to hear a lot about that. And I think I think what's going to be hyper aware is, does she have like a peppercorn rent or grace and favors kind of place? I think we're going to see her move, she becomes the dowager, and I think we might see her become more private and very rarely see her out. Like, why would they bring her out? She's not the king's mother. I think she will back away into the background. I wouldn't be surprised if she even decided to just go away somewhere for a while and relax. I don't know, like Spain or Greece, or maybe that's what she was doing in Greece this summer, is scoping it out, somewhere she can lay low and heal. And don't be surprised if she does that by the end of the year. I think I think October will all be about Harry, and November is going to be all about Meghan. I think we're going to see that by the end of the year. Harry and Meghan are going to dominate. And then I think this child and moving is, I think this is, I think that even though he's not here, I think it's going to be dominating a lot by the end of the year. If he's here, knock on wood, miracles happen. Harry and Meghan are going to dominate his last quarter of the year. I think we're going to see surgery, and I think something very serious is going to happen quite suddenly. Don't be surprised if it's in the first half of the year. January, February, March, April, May. May. It's coronation. May. I said April, didn't I? That's May. And here's March, and look at, we got all, when I was doing that quick reading, March, 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 March. And here's his occupation and his letters. This is letter of resignation, abdication, announcements. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Off to Camilla's. See you over there.